hub that it sits in plugs into your computer, so you can use the micro USB and access your stuff.
Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Rob. When I first got on Dropbox, it didn't have none of the filters, didn't have no photo. I'm like, hell to the no. I'm not making no video with me looking like that. I had to find something. I'm like, give me, Lord, let me find a virtual experience somewhere, Lord. So I had to take care of that.
I understand. I
Like, oh
understand.
goodness, man. Well, and I'll be honest, I had an experience, because I want you to, if you can share what has affected you during COVID-19 and how it's affected your world. But I can tell you for myself, I hadn't seen my daughter for, I'm about to cry, almost 2 months. And
Yeah.
she had been quarantined, and I'm almost 60. And they just didn't want us. I was quarantined and she wasn't. And so her husband was like a go-between, but he was only
They didn't want to take the chance.
coming to the door and then leaving things and running off. It's been crazy. So last night, they braved coming over here. I got my new office chair, which was my Christmas present. She brought over the new computer. That kid is Johnny on the spot for her mom. And brought over all kind of little foods. And there was a moment when they first got here, oh my gosh, where she and I just stood there and hugged each other. It had to be 10 minutes. She wouldn't let me go. And I didn't want to let her go. It felt like, oh my gosh, Rob. It felt like something surreal. Like that could have been the last moment I was ever going to hold my baby. You know what I mean? Ooh. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and staying sane, staying centered during this time is hard for a lot of people. I want you to share your experience, and if there's, if you have any tips or anything that you would advise for people who are really overwhelmed, because this is a really overwhelming experience.
So, just before this coronavirus thing really took off, I got to take a moment to really honor givers. It's up on some things that really I should have paid attention to, and really and honestly, what you said really helped prepare me for what happened. I lost my job. But you saw it in my chart that that's not it wasn't a great situation, and so I had a very dark night of the soul there for a short while, because I was like, holy crap, I lost my job, that's my income. Like, it shows how much I identified with my 9-to-5 job, and how much how abusive it was. And you don't really know that you're in an abusive relationship sometimes until you're out of it. And so in going through that process, I should have taken heed. This virus has forced spiritual evolution. And be present in our bodies here on earth, but also to be present for each other, and understand that we get so caught up in our everyday lives with the hustle and bustle of life, we forget the very foundation, the very building blocks of life. And the two really, I call them quintessential foundations of existence here are love and grace, honestly. And it, going through this experience, we have no choice. We can no longer operate from a space of, it's my world, my way, my life. I'm in my own zone. I do what I want to do. The divine is forcing us to now take stock of each other, appreciate those that we have in our lives, cherish those moments that we have with them, not only just because, we never know what's going to happen, but to honestly take stock of what truly matters to us. And in the grand scheme of things, chasing that dollar out there, while it is important to us as Americans, this present, and even here in the world, to have a source of income, because that's how we, we identify with being present in a certain way, right?
Yes.
That's not what our lives is all about.
Right.
Our lives are about each other, loving each other, and not loving from here. So many of us are just loving from here. We don't know how to love from here.
Oh.
And this is where our soul is. While this is our connection to the divine, our connection is also here. This is secondary if we don't have it here. This is your primary voice. When you can't come from here out to here, you have to come from here. And so this is forcing us, everybody, into this space, because this is where we're supposed to be. And we're supposed to be communicating from our hearts, because that's ultimately where God sits. That's ultimately where, I call our heart centers the seat of divinity and infinity. It's weird. It's a whole thing. But our hearts are what connect us to the divine, because that's where our soul sits.
Yes.
And so in knowing that, we have no choice now but to be present of our lives, because life as we know it is changed. It will never be the same. It will never go back, because it can't. We won't be the same because we can't. And I look at how many people, how many souls are leaving the planet. We're being all collectively forced into this shift. And for some folks, they're just not able to handle the shift in the energy and the vibration. And that's okay. Some folks, they just can't handle it, and so they have to go back home. And that's all right. But for those of us that are here, take note and take stock, because it means that we have work to do. And our lives are not just about us. It's about each other. It's about how are we loving each other? How are we getting back to basics? The basics of life is love. Love is one of the single most beautiful and destructive forces in creation. It is. It is. And so this is forcing us to observe that, to understand what that truly means to us in 3D as we move into 5D. We have to, and I would argue 5D is already here.
Oh, yes.
So it's, how do you think about manifestation? We're doing it now, every single day. Now it's instantaneous, showing up in front of us. But with that comes a level of responsibility and grace that comes in, that we're accountable. The accountability now comes into play, not just for ourselves, because it's when you think about it, it's selfish to think that you're only accountable for yourself. No, you're accountable for how you treat others.
Yes.
You're accountable for lives that you bring into the world, and how you raise them, how you rear them, how you guide them, because that's your job, to guide them. And so you think about your child and how you've reared her and guided her, and now look at the benefits of your hard work and service in doing your job as her mother. Think about that. That is where we're all being forced to take stock, because now parents, I gotta be at home with these children all day, every single day. And I see memes out there.
Yes. They got to know their kids now.
And it's like, but you made them. So exactly, you don't get to push onto someone else your burdens.
Yes.
Because you view your child and your child being the way they are because you've been disengaged as your burden. Well, you know what? Now you have to deal.
Oh, yeah.
There is no running off to the office to escape. Oh no, you have to deal. You have to deal with these lives and take accountability for that. And so with that, you can either go within and do the work, and it's really going to force you to take a look at yourself and say, hey, wait, now, damn, this mirror is not in my face. And now I see like this big ass flat screen of my life, what I have done.
Right. Right.
And how I have created this lifestyle and this experience for these children that I'm supposed to shepherd. Now with this, because oh shit, too much. They're doing too much. They loud. They this, that, and the third. And then a lot of folks are finding out, oh wait, I don't even know who my child is.
Yeah, they don't even know each other. Yeah.
It's like they're strangers. It's like they're strangers.
I hate to even cut in because what you're saying is so profound, but this kind of brings me to what's been happening in the news about the domestic violence that's been increasing because of this, shelter in place. That's just, I don't know how you even save people in situations like that. It's been really scary.
It has been. And for that, I say if people are aware that there's a situation, you ain't got nothing but time on your hands. You have a duty to act.
Yeah.
And so if you are aware of the divine has said, okay, you know what? You ain't got to worry about work. Oh, hold on. That's on the back burner right now, unless you're essential.
Right.
That's on the back burner right now. So you have nothing but time to love on those around you and be engaged with them. So now you have no excuse.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, accountability is here for us all as humans.
Yeah.
And it's a scary place for us to be because prior to now, we've never been held accountable. Not in this lifetime, at least. We've never been held accountable. And now it's like, oh shit. Now we have to get to know each other. So those things like domestic violence and things like that, you're really, okay, where is the community?
Right.
Because there are those of you that knew, and you are just as culpable as the ones involved in the situation. Mm-hmm. So where are you? Where is the community? Where is the tribe?
Mm-hmm. It's a shame.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Why are we not standing? Mm-hmm. That is our responsibility. These children that are out here, where is the tribe? You think about, even with this going on, all of these children that are abandoned out there, that don't have places to go, that don't have food in their stomach and money in their pockets and a place to lay their heads at night. Where is the tribe?
It's frightening.
What are we doing?
It's frightening.
What are we doing? Because now the divine is calling us to action. What are we doing? We're all each other's responsibility.
It's so true. It's so true.
So it's important that, while we're going, that we really understand that this is to bring us back to basics, to remind us of how precious life is. So if you got somebody you love, kiss on them, love on them, touch on them, let them know you love them.
It's true. I must have gave my daughter 100 kisses. I just kept kissing and kissing. I had a mask on though, but she got it. She knew what I was. We had on it. Both had on masks. Life is different. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is. It's true. All we have now is to show our love and appreciation. That's all we've got.
Mm-hmm. That's all that we have. But honestly, this is all that matters. Loving our loved ones, even those that are not our blood, it is still so important that we love each other. Yes. That we understand that the reason why we draw breath is that leads us every day through life, that wakes us up out of bed, that takes us to and fro, that allows us to go back to sleep and get up and do it all over again. Yes. It is grace that keeps us through our lives. Yes. But also know that with those that are leaving here, it is grace that leads us home.
Yes, yes, indeed. It's so funny. I don't know how many people are having these thoughts. I was raised in a United Methodist church when I was a young girl.
So was I.
Were you United Methodist? I'm going to tell you, one of the things I remember when I was sitting on the pulpit was about Armageddon and about the last days and about, you know, I don't know if you're thinking about all of that, but I'm thinking, is this the rapture? Is this what's going on? Like, what's going on
So
here?
we think about that, and that takes us, and keep in mind that all of that type of talk takes us to a place of fear, right? We instantly like, holy shit, this is it. Like, but understanding that every single day could be our last day. Any day could be our last day.
Any
You know, from the moment that we are born in this world, we lose ourselves, die off every single day. We're aging every single day. So every single day, we're one step closer to going back home. That's fact, you know. But that right there, yeah, if you want to talk about that, that's the entire world every day.
every day.
And so in knowing that, we have to understand that every single moment counts. Because, you know, when we go back, when you think about spirit, when you think about how spirit operates, time for us here is linear. With spirit, it's not. You know, and I think about the Bible and says a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. You know, time doesn't exist over there. But in being here and understanding that, when you have that 30,000, what I call the 30,000 foot view of life,
Yes.
you truly have to understand that what we have now is a snapshot in time. And the years that we have here, they're limited. They're few. Right? This is like I call Earth like the danger room. You remember the movie, the show X-Men, and how they would always go, or Star Trek when they would go into the holodeck.
Oh, yes.
And they would have like the real life scenario and things like that. That's what I think about our time on Earth. You're in the danger room. You're in the holodeck. You are experiencing life, and for us here, because there's a certain cutoff that happens, right? We still have our connection here, but certain cutoff that happens, but we don't have all of the memories of what happens after here, where we come from. Being here in this, we see that, oh, our lives, well, you know, wow, this time, you know, having a 30,000 foot view, yeah, you see, it's really not that long at all. Now, while in it, you're like, fuck, the things that you go through in life, fuck.
Oh, right. Especially the younger you are, like,
Outside of that, we
yeah,
realize that.
dropping nothing.
Yeah, outside of that, when you start connecting the dots, you're like, oh shit, we're really not here that long. We have to make it count. That's why I say moments are so precious. We have to make them count. Learn the lessons. Do the work. Go beyond what you would normally do to show your act of kindness and love for others. Go beyond that place of comfort and step into agape love, that God kind of love, understanding that divine love. And when you are start operating from that space, then you don't see a person's race, you don't see their religion, you don't see their sexual preference. All you see is the soul next to me, and what can I do to be of service to that person? Right. And now is the time that we're like, okay, because coronavirus makes it a level playing field for everybody, because everybody can get it and anybody can die from it. Right? So it's like it's a level set is what's happening. And now we have to say, does our petty squabbling amongst us matter when it comes to us as humans? Right. Does it? Because the only thing that separates us is the way we look. That's it. Because in the eyes of God, I made you just like I made you, just like I made you, just like I made you. And so if we can get back to that space, back to love.
See, and that
divine love.
That does carry a great deal of responsibility, Rob. It does, because people have to be responsible for their decisions, for their actions. And I don't think people have been. We've been operating on subconscious and unconscious levels, and sometimes really harming each other, and not even realizing that wasn't an important thing in the first place. It's a waste of time. It's a lot of time wasters that people involve themselves in. And I think this is time to stop that, you know, find what's real in life and stick to what's important, because this is it. It's not a rehearsal.
I had a dream not too long ago. Yeah, I think it was a week before. Yeah, it's about a week before I was terminated from my job, and I was standing in this church, and I was there, and I was with other ministers and things like that, and it was like spiritual leaders from every spiritual modality. So everybody's in the room. You got Muslims, you got Buddhists, you got everybody in this church because we're all talking about what it means to be spiritual leaders and what it means to be pastors and all of that. And because all of it's just damn title anyway. So we're talking about this, and I was sitting at this table, this big long table, and I got up and I was like, I have a surge in my spirit to talk about some things, folks. And I could see like a Jewish guy coming after a Muslim guy, and they were going back and forth. Wow, they were kind of tossing a little shade at each other, and it kind of got me like stirring in my spirit, and I said, I've got to say something here. And so I got up, and it was all about understanding that what really unifies us as people, as humans on this planet, is our connection to the divine. Don't care what you call the divine. You can split the divine up into 40 and 50 gods if you want to. It's all the divine. You can say the divine is Buddha. You can say the divine is whatever. You can call Jehovah whatever you want. It does not matter. Understanding that spirit is spirit, and that these at our core, our connection is that. And so, in understanding that, is understanding that that's what unifies all of us.
That's true.
And we must know that. And I gave this really long monologue. I was like, oh, okay, wow, hey, I was really going for the gusto. It was rousing the crowd and getting everybody, excited about being spiritual leaders and what we're doing and practitioners and all of this. And then that next week, on Wednesday, I was terminated. So I had this.
Wow.
I had this. Yeah. I had this dream on Saturday. Yeah. Had this dream on Saturday. Roll into work the next week, and Wednesday I was terminated. It was a blessing in disguise.
I warned you about them, Rob. I told you they were enemies.
Yeah.
I told you.
Oh yeah.
You're surrounded by enemies.
Oh yeah. And I actually had an interview today with another company that my experience matches perfectly what they're looking for. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still pursuing doing my own thing, my spiritual work, because that's necessary. But that takes time to get off. That takes time to get off the ground, to build clients, and because I had to like change my verbiage and how I communicate and express what I do, because telling people I'm a medium, that's like people are like, well, what the hell is that? Like oh my God, you talk. There's a stigma around that, and so I'm like, I'm not.
I'm a psychic. I always used to say intuitive, but I'm gonna tell you something, Rob. I hate to say it. If you go back far enough on my Facebook page, you'll see I predicted bodies in the street. Literally the words bodies in the street. Because Trump said it. He's let that slip during this election. He literally said, there will be bodies in the street, direct quote. And so I'm not saying that this was planned. I'm just saying the bodies in the street, prophetic.
I won't say that it's not planned. I, for one, think it absolutely was. You can just tell. And I had, speaking of prophetic stuff, I had a dream a few months ago, sometime last year. I was in a car on highway. Did I tell you about this? On highway, and I was exiting off the highway on the exit ramp, and I looked down at the highway, and I see this mass procession of funeral coaches, different types and different kinds, going up the highway. All of these funeral coaches and funeral processions following them, going up the highway. And I was like, what in the world is that all about? Because I was in the car getting off, the exit ramp. So I'm on the exit ramp and look down, and I'm like, and then I thought about it recently. I was like, oh, crap, I kind of saw this coming. Spirit, wanted to ensure that I understood what I was seeing. And so I said, okay, fine. Now it's all making sense. It's all making sense. Life as we know it will not. I think everybody's expecting that when things blow over, that we'll get back to life the way it was. That's just not going to be happening. Here in Georgia, they've closed, like, prime example, they've closed schools for the rest of the year. Nobody's going back to school.
No.
The colleges, the universities, all the schools are closed.
Right. If kids go have a school, it'll have to be through a computer from their home.
Yes, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Never have a public school like that again, ever.
No.
I don't think so. Mm-mm. And I'm going to say this, because when you said about that, I don't know if you're into, I have to admit it, I am into conspiracy theories. So I used to watch on YouTube a lot of conspiracy theory channels.
You wouldn't be intuitive if you weren't.
Yes. And there was a particular thread about millions of caskets. I don't know if you heard about this. There were photos of them, millions upon millions of caskets that were already stored and photographed and prepared. This was back when Obama was still in office. I think he just didn't do it. But this was planned.
It's all planned.
It's a population, thing. And I don't think it's a
mistake. It's what they call it. I hate saying that because that sounds horrible.
Well, and they're targeting older people. So it's one of the things that is most frightening, because I'm 57. But it's frightening for me. I'm in a particular type of fear.
But understand that
that it's planned. That's frightening.
But here's another thing. This is also the time where Spirit is saying, wake up.
Yes.
All of you all that are going through life, wake up.
Yes.
Pay attention to your intuition. You need to start developing your intuitive gift. If you have not, you need to start that. So even those of us that are 57, you have your intuitive gift. Yes. Us to shift. So don't stress. Please don't stress, because, no matter what age it is that we develop our gifts, the fact that we've taken the work and the time to do it is enough. But understanding that what we do here is going to really see an upswing, and the demand and need for our services, because everybody's like, oh, I got to get in touch with my intuition. I got to do this now, because people to us psychics. Yes. People are now paying attention to, like, when we're saying, folks, like, hey, shit just got real. Like, they're also seeing, like, as we go live, we do things, they're seeing us because now we're being pushed to the forefront.
Yes.
Remember, it used to be like parlor tricks, like you see John Edwards on national television, and you see stuff around, and that was cute, but they were marginalized and kept in a category, right? Mainstream, but still, like,
like
kept in the category. And
attention.
Yeah. But now it's like, it ain't just them, because now keep in mind Sylvia's gone, so we still have John, but everything now, you have to lead from your intuition. You can no longer rely on what you see in front of you. You
Right.
have to go within,
Yes.
which means you got to get this right. You got to get this heart center right.
Yes. Yes.
Because this is the seat of your intuition.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
you see here and you get downloads from here,
Yes.
but you communicate and connect from
your
here,
heart. Yes.
from your heart.
Yes.
So, you know, understand that even though it's chaos and pandemonium out there sometimes, it's controlled, obviously, but more people are going to come to us to provide the service that we provide.
It's so true.
Because it will no longer be taboo to be intuitive.
Yes.
It will no longer be something that you talk about where so and so had to get to the site, around the damn table with family members. Y'all reminiscing about shit. Now it is, oh, okay, this person is intuitive, and holy shit, we need intuition in our lives, but not just about us making money, right? Because that's going to happen. We are going to make some serious money with this. But what are we teaching people about their own intuition? And are we teaching people, even when we're providing them the answers to their questions by connecting through spirit, are we pushing them to develop their own intuition? Because that is why we're here. That is why we have these gifts.
Yes.
We are here to raise the vibration of the collective, and we have to start teaching people these things.
Oh, it's so true, Rob. It's so true when you say that. I was just sitting here while you were talking, thinking about how hard it's been getting astrology a look inside off the ground. And little by little, souls like you and Myra and different people have come out of like a lot of chaos. And little by little, you build like 300-400 people that follow you, and you don't realize, wait, I got 300 or 400 people that always follow me. And it takes time though, because those souls will be attracted to you. They'll sense there's something that you're going to feed each other. It's like plants, they kind of go together sometimes when they sense, like the picture behind me, right? They all group together. And so I sense a lot of that is happening, where people are reaching out to get advice. They don't know, they're scared. I am on this psychic network, and I won't say I made up money from all of them, but there must have been 500 views. I might have only spoke to like maybe 50 people, but like 500 people. And I'm thinking, that's what they're doing. They're going out and they're looking for people to talk to, people that are grounded, maybe to find ways to ground themselves. So I'm wondering, do you have any method or advice on how people can ground themselves to get heart-centered during this time?
So what I find to be the most helpful method for me is, breathing. Like circular breathing, box breathing, those types of things. I like to refer to it as intentional breath. So intentional breath. I find that works wonderfully to begin the process of bringing one back in here where you can, then focus your attention on here, your heart. Next, I find sitting in silence is essential. For me personally, just because I'll ask a question and I'll just sit in silence. People are gonna have to start understanding that you're gonna have to take up meditation. Like you're gonna have to do that. Like you think about it, like if I can get 5 minutes, that's all you need really is 5. You can get 5 minutes by yourself.
Yeah.
That's all that you need to do your check-in with yourself. It is so important now to become tuned with yourself, to get centered, because you have to start asking yourself during your check-in and saying, hey, so what do you need? What do in this moment? And then wait for the answer to come in. It's so important that we start doing that. Be intentional about I have a teacher of mine that taught me the cosmic heart meditation. And it's all about really picturing your heart like a bejeweled and bedazzled and all of this big crystal heart. And picture your heart opening, just a little open, like a little door opening into your heart, and this flash of light comes out and creates this like path for you to step on and walk into, and you just walk into your heart. Doing so helps people to connect here. Taking the journey to walk into your cosmic heart creates a centering and grounding. So doing that daily can help with grounding. Then going out, putting your feet on some grass.
Oh, yes. Yes.
A little patch of grass helps with grounding me. I also find going and touching a damn tree.
You know, I've done that. Just go out in front of some bushes and just play with the touch the leaves. And even if you're in a city, just find them and go and interact. It does refresh you, doesn't it?
Trees have a healing energy to us. We have to understand that these things are not against, and understand like our belief systems, right? So our belief systems that we come into this world not having, but we get indoctrinated into by way of our environments that we're born into, right? So our belief systems, if you think about traditional belief systems, meditation and grounding, that ain't something that's in the traditional belief system. But understanding that part of our journey is stepping outside of the box and understanding the divinity within, which means to understand that means you have to go within. It means you have to start doing things outside of the box, like meditation, like saging, and using Palo Santo, clearing energy, because you can have I know people that have been in traditional churches for years that have never saged themselves, and I'm like, and there is a shitstorm brewing above your head right now because you don't because you don't cleanse your space.
Right. Stay cleansed. It's true.
Because take the time, you can still be Christian and cleanse yourself and sage yourself and bathe in sage. It's not a sin. And so understanding that, like, those are some things that I do. And when I find myself in those moments of having almost what I call like a panic attack, or I'm freaking out because hell, I'm still human. Like that's one thing to us going down the spiritual journey. Hell, we can ascend all we want to. Bitch, we still human.
Ain't nobody perfect.
Right. So we have our freak out moments that we're all guaranteed to have. I find that it's essential to take a deep breath. Take several deep breaths. Shift my focus to something else. When I find myself slipping into that dark place, let me think about something else. Let me do something else, or turn on some solfeggios or something that is going to bring me back. What I also find to be amazing. Okay, all right. So I got a spirit guide that's talking to me right now. She is. I hear her voice. She's interesting. She just came through here not too long ago. I would say within the last probably 4 to 5 months, she's come through as my main guide now, because they changed places. They do. Like, I had one guide before, and then she changed, and now I have this one. And she's saying your happiest memory. Think about your happiest memory. That's an instant game changer. So you think about it when you find yourself going into that dark space, and it's easy to do, and you think about what the heck we've been through. Also, and I'm gonna get on that in a second, because our lives, Jesus be offense. But think about your happiest memory, and it shifts your focus. It changes your vibration. Instantly.
I started smiling instantly. I thought about I caught the bouquet at my daughter's wedding, and I just thought about it, and I started smiling. What a moment. Couldn't believe it.
You see how that, yes, that is amazing. That is heart medicine, as I like to call it. And it is so amazing that you can do that, because just how you did that then, you can do that anytime you need to. And you think about our journey as healers, um, because that's why we're all here, to heal this planet and to heal these people, and to remind them that life is worth the living. It is worth being present. There is a sweetness, even on the worst days, about being present here and being human. It is the most beautiful and also frustrating thing that any of us can do. But the experiences that we get from it,
Oh my
the
God.
relationships that we make are amazing. And they're everything, because that's why we're here, for the experience. Understand that our journey as healers is going to be, and is, tumultuous, right? Because our mission is different from the average Joe.
Oh my gosh, preach now. You can start
So, so in understanding that, I hate saying this because it sounds so traditional, but it is true, because I am a Southern minister at heart. Our trials and tribulations in life, our story is going to look a little different from everybody else. They're going to be much harder than everybody else's.
Yes.
Our lessons are much tougher, because our souls have evolved to the point where the lessons get harder.
Yes.
And understand that, like, but at the end of the day, we signed this contract when we said we were coming into this life and saying, I want to do this, this. I'm going to accomplish all of this. Now, we have no knowledge of that unless you got the 30,000-foot view that we have, right?
Yeah.
And even then, like, there's some things that are ironclad.
Right, even though you know.
can't change.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, what was I thinking? Right?
Right. You know it's wrong, but you're like,
and you even have folks say, you should want to do that. Even God says, it's a lot, bro. You want to take that on, because that's much that you're doing. And God says, well, I love you, so I'm going to send you, because you're going to need it, all the help from this side, and I'm going to send it, because you're going to need a stadium full of folks to get through this motherfucker. But if you do it, hey, you the MVP, so I love you enough to let you do your thing.
Yes.
I'm going to caution you that I don't think this is real good, but hey, you do
like
you. And what do we say? Oh, no.
It's going
no, I'm doing it. I'm about that life. I'm doing this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Hence the reason I chose this form, and I look like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I did this.
Yes.
I chose this.
Yes.
Because this that you see physically is not all who I am spiritually.
Yes.
That's a whole.
But
hey.
Don't get me started. Don't forget, Rob, I used to be 500 pounds. So I know the outer image is nothing but the fantasy I created. I molded and made this woman from nothing. So I don't even know what I was before. There was no identity, really. I was lost inside of that. And I think there's a lot of people who are lost inside of themselves right now.
Now is the time that people have to go within.
Yes.
Now, because we're forced into that space. Well,
Yes.
Holy shit, I got to spend time with myself. Because before I could leave my house and get in my car and turn on music and shit and curse everybody out in traffic and things like that, and get on the phone and focus on the lives of other people and what they have going on, or yell and scream at my kids. Yeah, or yell and scream at my kids in the back seat because they're a little too loud and getting on my fucking nerves. And curse my boss out 12 times. But now I ain't got none of that. So holy shit. Now I have to be present with myself. I have no distraction. Holy crap.
Yes.
And now I have to take stock of my life and my choices.
It's painful though. I'm telling you that to you will hurt for some people.
If you do not have a dark night of the soul several times in life.
Several times.
Well, something right. Then keep in mind, for us, it's a lot heavier and a lot more often, because the burden that we carry is not the same as others.
Rob, you're preaching to me. I got to say this. You know, a lot of people know I'm going through the divorce, whatever, with the man. It was so painful to me because in my mind, I thought I had the perfect marriage. Like he said, I love you every single day. I thought he truly loved me, gave me diamonds and whatever. I thought, this is love. This guy loves me. But when I realized that there was nothing there, like there was nothing, my dark night of the soul was so painful. I was probably moments from killing myself. And there was a moment, I actually recorded it somewhere, but where my ancestors came to me. And when I say they came to me, Rob,
they got you
they came
together, didn't
en
they?
masse. I mean, I had
Yes.
my grandmother, my
Everybody shows
mother,
up.
my aunt, my uncles, cousins that were dead, my brother, they were all in the house.
Yes. You know what happens? That your little it's like being on an airplane, and you know how you push that button for the stewardess, and
Yes.
that light comes on. Your light came on, and like, oh shit, boom.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when it happened, I didn't understand, but I know now, and had it not happened, I wouldn't have got through. Because I wouldn't
Yes,
have
that.
no faith or belief. But right,
Mm-hmm.
the way it happened was I had this aunt and she died at 102 years old.
Praise
And
God. I hope I live that long.
right, she died on her 102nd birthday though, Rob. It's crazy. But the thing is, she had a certain smell about her. She had lived in a house full of mothballs for like 70, 80 years. She distinctly smelled like mothballs with a certain
Mothballs.
it had like a certain perfume and like black church, mothballs,
Mm.
and her perfume. And so,
Yeah.
and I was sitting
Yes, for the wooden pews.
there, right? You know what I'm talking about. They sat in church for 70, 80 years, they in church, right? So I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I was like, Aunt Georgie? And literally, she's like, hey, baby. And started
Mhm.
talking to me. I heard every word. And when
Yes.
she started talking, I started seeing other people. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I mean,
Yes.
my aunts, my uncles, my brother, my mother. My mom was in the corner over by her picture. I realized is where I keep her picture. She stood there. She never moved from that corner. It was almost at that time, I think maybe she saw whatever
Everybody
pain
got
I
to
was
come.
going through, and she just didn't want to say anything. I think because later she came to me. But you
Mm-hmm.
figure I lost a baby, I lost a husband, I lost myself for a minute. Had I
Mm-hmm.
not had that experience from my ancestors, I don't think I would have came through that.
Yo, let me tell you. Let me tell you about mine because I have an altar, a spiritual altar in my bedroom that and, my spiritual practice. I'll be honest with you, it is taking me. I'm a minister. Yes, I am an ordained minister, and I still like my spiritual walk is on me. Everything that goes in that traditional box ain't all that not all modalities that you pull out.
Yes.
I'm like, that's very true. And so what I find is like um going into like West African culture and the Yoruba tradition and Oshun
Mm-hmm.
um
Oh yeah.
primarily shows up all the time. And I remember because I had a dream. Mine always happens in my dreams. I travel in my dreams a lot. I forgot what was going on, and that night I don't know what was going on in my life, but like it was, I think, another dark night of the soul. And
Mm-hmm.
I stated, and it's about 2 years ago, I think, and I stated, I wanted to see all of the ancestors of mine, everybody that it was really just everybody I thought had passed away on my dad's side of my family because that's where I felt the most connected. Now thinking back, I'm pretty sure everybody on both sides showed up, but I wouldn't. It was anyway. Um, and so I had a lucid dream, and well, I astral projected. I obviously went to heaven. And I've done that quite often, by the way, and you'll start doing it too with your intention set to do so. Be ready,
Oh, I've done it several times. I can get up there easy.
Mm-hmm.
I matter of fact, if I don't know, maybe before we end, I might even help see if I can do it. I've never actually done it with another person, like connect my heart to Gaia and then up to the heart of Creator. But I do that on
Mm-hmm.
a daily basis. It
It
was
is
weird at first,
necessary.
but it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. You get a glimpse of home. Isn't it amazing?
Beautiful feeling.
Um, but you know, I entered into this, like, I forgot where I was. I knew I was in heaven, so I guess that's just where I was is irrelevant. But like, I turned around and all of my deceased loved ones on my dad's side, well, even ones I didn't even know, but it was nothing but love, and they were all excited and happy to see me. And you know, I kind of got a little emotional, and I was like, you know, I could just hang here with y'all, and that would be great. And yeah, no, they were not having that. They were not having that at all. They're like, oh no, you take your ass back. You have work to do. And but it was so good to see all of them because I felt nothing but love from them. Nothing but love. I mean, my grandmother was there. She hung around in the background. She wasn't like right up front, which is what I expected, but she was there. Um, my father's stepfather. I had 3 grandfathers. It's weird. It's a whole.
It's been nice.
My father had his father, the man he called his father, and then his stepfather, and then my mom's father. So I had 3 grandfathers.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It was interesting. I thought it was normal, but I'm seeing that. No, that's not.
Not too much grandfathering.
Yeah. I'm like, when I think about this situation, that's a hot ass mess. Whatever the hell that was, whatever. So I actually had a conversation with my father's stepfather, and his name, I'm named after him. His name was Robert.
Oh wow.
And so he was encouraging me, and I was like, yo, it's hard down there. It's hard on earth. And he said something. I said, I don't think you understand, man. This is not at all like, bro, this is much. It is much there. I would just like rather stay here. It is so much better and so much easier just to be here. And I also noticed, and that's when I got pulled back. They were like, "Oh hell no, we love you, goodbye."
Right.
And I also noticed that my dad's sister was there, and you know, I didn't really know much about her. I knew she was on drugs the bulk of her life.
Wow.
And she came to a tragic ending, like involving street life and things like that. But she was there and she was all happy, and I was like, see, it really brings back to everything that we're taught about in the traditional church about, you know, our faith in life after death, and you know, in heaven and hell. That's all a scare tactic, because I know for a fact that I'm like, yo, I know my aunt was like in these streets, but she's right there. She's right there in heaven. Right there in heaven. This whole, it really plays in, you know, the whole death experience plays into your belief system. It's tailored to your belief system. What you believe, you perceive when you die is what you get. That's the experience that you get.
Oh my gosh, it's funny. I thought that. What you believe.
It absolutely is. So if you think that you're going to be literally, you're gonna go a tunnel, that's what you're gonna get. And your loved ones are gonna be there in the tunnel to greet you, you know, and escort you, and that's what you get. You know, if you think that you're gonna end up in a lake of fire, that's what you get until somebody says, "Are you done yet?" Somebody's always there, like, "Yo, you done?
Well, yeah.
Okay, come on here." Yes, because that's what you perceive to be your reality. The concept of hell, keep in mind, being here in the danger room on the holodeck, this is hell.
Yeah.
This is hell. This is what hell is. But also understanding that even the evilest of souls, they still have to go. Yeah. Now they are cycled back through life instantly.
Yes.
Because there's karma that has to be worked out. But yeah, even when they go to hell, and now you're going and you're going to exit out the side door here because you're going right back into life.
Yes. Yes.
You don't get to hang out over here. Yeah, you saw what you need to see. We gave you your review, and you're going back. Goodbye. But the more I spent over there, the harder it became for me to want to come back. Being in God's presence, I will tell you, is the best and most amazing experience ever. But it also makes you not want to come back to Earth. Being there, I'm like, oh,
because there's
there's nothing else except love. There's nothing else except love. And when I say you get your little slice of heaven, you do get your slice of heaven. However you want heaven to be, that's what you get. It's so amazing. But being in God's presence on multiple occasions, the more I was there, the more I was like, I could just stay here. I don't want to go back. Was reminded of because when you go into the spirit realm, you become disconnected, honestly, of the emotions of the body, right? So you become disconnected because now you see the grand picture, right? So you can see the grand scheme of things. Yeah, so you're disconnected from things that would make you human. And then knowing that is that when I was there in spirit, I was like, I could just stay here. But then there was also, because I'm still alive, there's still that connection to my body. So with that, the emotions of how people would feel, my family and my friends, if I left them, is what pulls you back. And it's what pulled me back. So many times I just stay here. Like I just hang with God, be in God's presence, and that's cool with me. And then there's wait. I have a family there that loves me. And wait, I still have shit to do. I still have to get married. I still need to have babies and raise kids. I have things to do. I gotta raise superheroes. I got shit to do. Those are the things that's like, I've got to, right, by raising this vibration, by reminding people that life is worth the living, and reminding people, to love, and I got a shit ton of stuff to do. It ain't my time to go just yet. So damn it. Okay, fuck, gotta go back. All right. So I totally understand about like where you were with that dark night of the soul, because if allowed to, and that's the other thing that we put into our contracts, because keep in mind, all these people, our ancestors, they know our contract too. And they know those very low points where it's like, oh shit, all hands on deck.
Yes.
She ain't fucking around. Like, wow. And she's got shit to do, and we need to support her mission because she's got to be present on the planet. Holy shit, anytime. Everybody, all hands on deck. Come on here, let's go. We got shit to do. Come on here. Mm-hmm. Get off your ass. We got to go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. That was amazing. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is. Yeah. That's how much you're loved.
It's amazing.
That is how much you're loved.
Yes.
And to know that even those you don't know, that you're like, because I swear I was like, it's a room full of people, and they all happy and grin and grin. And I was like, everybody looks 35. That's a whole thing. I don't know if you're aware of that, but everybody looked 30 to 35, but in their 30s. But I knew who they were. That was the weird thing. I was like, oh, because I remember my great great grandfather, Rome Brown, on my grandmother's side. He was like, oh God, nobody knows really how old he was. We knew he was in the hundreds. We just had no idea how old. Some people said 103, 105. Some people said 110.
Wow, we lived a long
time. Yeah. The only reason why he died is because they took away his liquor in the nursing home.
I'm telling you, is when they put him in the nursing home and take away what they are used to, that's when they die.
When they took away his liquor, he said, fuck it, I'm out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I saw him and I was like, Gramps? Because Gramps looked 30. I was like, Gramps?
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, love with you.
better self.
Okay. Okay, Gramps, you giving. Okay, you can do what you want to do.
Thank you.
Yes. But it's so amazing to know that those souls, there's so much love there. And to know that even when they leave here, the love is still there
Yes.
because it's imprinted upon them. And so, and it's that we need their help and their guidance in life, because it's not just our guides that guide us. We have our ancestors that are helping us along the way as well. And what I have found that communing with my ancestors and following, I have my Christian modality and I have my West African modality as well. I kind of blend the two. It's a whole thing. It works for me.
Yeah, I love it.
West African modality focuses on, honoring your ancestors. And also realizing that you can't do nothing without your ancestors. They made it possible for you to be here.
Wow.
So when they go back, they're there for you, to help you and to shepherd and guide you just like your spirit guides do. But you can't get nothing without their approval, because understand they got a view of the big picture too, and for your best and highest good. And so in knowing that, I said,
right now when you're saying
yeah, your ancestors, like they ain't playing, bro.
Oh my
So if you think you can go through life and do things your way without their blessing, that gets you so far.
Can I tell you something?
And then
I'll just say this. The night that they showed up, my daughter was in the hospital and I was sitting on the sofa crying about my baby. And, my daughter who's in her 30s now, but I was pregnant in my 50s. And I was about 4 months and I thought I was going to have this baby. Because it has started, at 4 months, it starts to move. And I had seen the Aunt Georgie on my family. And I remember I was sitting on the sofa behind me. I went in, laid down. I went to the bathroom and I must have passed, baby. I wasn't cognizant of what was going on. And I laid down and I woke up and I had went into seizures or whatever. And I had to call 911. But it happened the night before that all, happened. Like, it was like they came to warn me, like, look, you're about to go through some deep shit. It's going to hurt. You're going to lose that baby. You're going to lose your husband. You might lose your life, all this stuff. Like the fact that they were all here, they had a strong message. I didn't realize it at the moment, but when you said that about
back.
Yeah, they were like, you can't carry this baby because, first of all, the man didn't even stay with me. Can you imagine if I would have kept that baby? So all of it worked, as one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, go ahead, Rob. I just about that.
I'm here. It's a collective voice. I'm imagining it's probably your tribe talking. But they were not going to allow. They knew. Okay, so we're about to get very deep here. If you don't mind, I'm just going to state what they're saying to me. They knew that his seed was tainted. And somebody saying her womb was precious. And they were not about to allow your womb to be defiled.
I feel that in my soul.
Okay. Somebody saying his nature is insidious and predatory.
Oh my goodness.
He preys upon women who he perceives needs them or needs him.
I see that now.
He is like, okay. Okay, there's a guy here saying he catches them at their low point and like pounces on them. He uses them up, and once he's gotten all he can get, he leaves. He's self-serving. He's self-serving. His love is not pure. And he's dying on the inside as well as the outside. Is he sick now?
Ooh.
I think he may be sick now and unaware.
Oh, I feel that he's sick. Oh my gosh. I knew it. I felt it in my heart. Ooh, Lord.
But hold on now, because this is. Oh, don't be surprised if you find out your folks know. Okay, your folks. He didn't escape. Don't think he's escaping things unscathed. Your folks have worked some old spiritual magic on this man.
Lord.
Like spiritual work. And somebody think he must atone. He must atone. He must atone. And they're saying this very angrily. So this leads me to believe that what he's going through is you can't go through life and do dirty deeds and then okay. All right, whoever you are, think he fucked with royalty. And now, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, very, very, okay, your folks. I like your folks. Your folks they ride or die, baby. You still love him.
I loved who I thought he was. I had to accept that wasn't who he was.
You loved him that he wished he could be.
It's because I pull out people's highest. Yeah, I only see people at their highest.
But he wouldn't allow himself to be that.
Yeah.
He is a very damaged man.
I sense.
President, because I heard no. That man does not feel, and on some level, he does not feel that he's worthy of love, and that's a horrible place to be in.
I feel that too. I feel that. It's a shame.
It's a plight in life, but only he can do differently. Only he can, change and turn that tide. That's all on him. But let me just ask him. Okay, so I just asked, y'all see that happening? And they're like, no. Okay, then collectively, no.
I know to stay away from him. Like I feel it instinctively now. Like, yeah.
He tried to break your soul because his was broken.
Yeah. So, tried to feed off my soul, literally.
Why am I hearing you were his possession?
It's true. That's exactly the way he saw it. Exactly how he saw it. It's frightening, actually. It's true.
Okay. There's a woman coming up and saying, oh, that must be your mama.
Mm.
That said, he thought he owned my child.
Mm. Yeah. My mom actually came and
Your mama said your mama gave you your spark and
I
your
love my
spunk in life,
mom.
because she just said I gave her.
That's my mom. Yes.
Hmm.
She reached
I'm
out.
sorry. When I start going down this channel,
Mm.
the emotion becomes much for me. So I apologize now.
I could tell you reached my family though. They got
Yeah, they're not playing.
they don't
I'm gonna do it
play.
again. They don't play.
Right.
It's a loud guy saying, "Oh, do it again." So they are not.
Yeah, it's a very strong family.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Mm.
Mm.
I'm hearing you misunderstand your worth. Truly, and be proud that you're a queen. That's the stuff that makes you great. Stop looking outside. She's saying you have all you need within.
Love my mom.
She said, I gave you what you needed, nothing more, nothing less.
If that's her, that sounds just like her. It's my mom. Mm.
Okay, so I need to acknowledge the fact that there were moments where she was, how do I say it, cold with you. She's wanted to apologize for that. And she's also saying that there were moments that she didn't know how to love you
We had her.
because she didn't know how to love herself.
Yes. It was a problem for her. Poor baby. Let her know
What man, I will.
Mhm. And
Just think she knows it. She knows it.
you're gonna say what man? What was that?
What man put his hands on your mama?
Oh, I just know my mom used to fight a lot when she was young. I remember seeing her and the man that raised me. They fought. She almost killed him.
Okay, all right.
She almost choked him out. Thank God the police got there. But, oh, and then Anderson. I remember my brother's father knocked her tooth out once. I remember that.
Mm.
She was a feisty lady.
Yeah, but that's because that's something to deal with her father.
Mm-hmm.
Is he not present?
Oh, who's that?
Your mom's dad.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he's been gone for
Yeah,
8.
yeah. Was he not present in her life?
He was, but he didn't think he was her father.
Yeah, that's a whole thing that she's never,
Gotten
she
over
had
that.
never gotten over that because he didn't treat her like he was.
She was the last of 15 kids, and the
Mm.
last 2 came out light. One with blue eyes, and she had blue eyes. The other one was so pale, my Uncle Jimmy, that he made him lived with the white ladies on the corner, and with my mommy just, I guess, emotionally abused her because they didn't think she was his. Everybody else was dark, and she came out with good hair and was light, and so did my uncle. So he figured they had the same dad.
I'm asking her now. And she was his. She was his.
I believe so.
She was his.
Yep, we're finding that out through
That's,
the DNA. Yeah. She was.
That's a whole.
Mm-hmm. Imagine feeling that way. Even her mom. They didn't think she was. She never felt a part of everybody.
Mm-mm.
So I think we carry that with us, all of her kids. That we're.
Oh, and yeah, so understand that, you know, those experiences and those emotions, they're passed to you in utero, right?
Mm-hmm.
That energy is passed to you in utero, and you carry it with you. It's a part of the life process, right? It just is what it is. One thing
I think my
it's
daughter.
the most frustrating part about being human, right? One of them. It does happen, but you're going to teach your daughter to do the work to free herself of that life you have. I'm hearing your daughter has a gift of sight.
She does.
Yeah, they're just saying that.
She's very psychic and very lucky.
She can see spirit.
Yeah. She thinks she's crazy.
She senses spirit. She's not. She's feeling spirit. Oh, she's being waylaid sometimes psychically.
She hears voices, and she thinks she's on they want her to take medication. She's been hospitalized, everything.
It's her antenna. It's just, and they're like, holy shit. Oh, she can hear us. She can see us. She can feel us.
I told her that's what it was. I told her that. I'm like, they know you can see them. She astral travels.
Yeah.
She saves people in her sleep.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. She's definitely connected. And that's passed through your mother's side of the family.
Okay.
She got her gift from you. Yeah. She got it from you. Oh, but no. We cannot neglect your father's side because.
Oh, that's right. They were Creole. They probably had some Creole in them.
Yeah, there's okay. I'm hearing language. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they got French in my daughter, so they were definitely Creole in his bloodline.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, goodness.
And you're right on it. That's amazing.
Have you given any thought to the next one coming in, the next man coming into your life?
It's weird. There's guys who want to, but I've been blocking. Like I've been blocking.
Yeah.
I've been blocking.
Yeah. I'm seeing 6 to 12.
Guys.
So I don't know if that's 6 to 12 months, 6 to 12 weeks.
Oh, wow. You mean actually something happening? Huh?
I'm thinking now, given where we are, it might be 6 to 12 months. It might be 6 to 12 months. Considering
point,
that, you know.
at this point. I don't even know if we can go outside for 6 to 12, but God bless.
Right.
I heard a funny thing about
there's a deep voiced man that sings that's more healing than Oh, have you had a funeral yet for your ex? Have you had the funeral yet? Breakup funeral?
Oh, a breakup funeral.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't had a breakup funeral. I'd said, oh.
Yeah. You need to do the funeral. What you need to do, you've got a fireproof container, I'm sure, at home.
Yes.
Take a sheet of paper.
Yes.
You write his name at the top of it, list all of those qualities that you know. And also list the qualities of the old you.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to write them down on that sheet of paper.
Okay.
You're going to call your ancestors and your guides. Bring the whole damn tribe in, everybody.
Okay.
You bear witness to this funeral.
Okay.
You're going to take that sheet of paper, burn you some sage, take that sheet of paper, fold it up away from you because you are releasing it. So you're moving it away from you, not bringing it in.
Okay.
You fold it up away from you. Then I want you to take that sheet of paper and light it and burn it.
Okay.
And then you say a prayer for
Okay.
that and let it.
Okay. I will definitely do that. Definitely.
Yeah, you got to do the funeral. Yes, it's necessary. Because then what do you have some things of his that are still remaining in your possession?
I'm supposed to be sending him documents from Washington to England for him to sign the final documents on this divorce, but we haven't pulled it. We got waylaid with everything over the last month, but he said he would sign them, I hope. And I could call it a day, especially when I get the divorce. Definitely a funeral, a party, everything's in order. Like, yeah. If he signs those papers and doesn't try to get anything out of me, that'd be great.
They're not going to let him. They're not going to let him get anything out of you. Your folks are ruthless and cutthroat, and they ain't playing. Okay. So, but I'm also hearing you already know that. I'm like, she know that. Yeah.
I know my brother Wayne is up there, so I know he ain't playing.
That may be him talking, because he is.
My brother Wayne is gay, and he sounds almost like a woman, so that could be him. But yeah, he was a little cutthroat. Yeah, definitely. He spent a lot of time in jail.
It doesn't sound like that.
He could be one of my uncles or cousins. I saw a couple uncles and cousins up in there.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Little Jim, I saw them. Yeah.
Yes. Whoever that is about that life, everybody got to die.
Oh no! Oh
no! Whoever that is about that life, I'm just telling you, and you got to love the happen though, because down for you.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you allowing me to into that space for you. Your folks are awesome. I'm loving it because I love all of that, the spiritual gangster that they bring. I love all of it. Because it's necessary. We kind of need that reminder that, we're not alone. Not just another thing I think we come to this world thinking that we're alone, not realizing until it's time for us to realize that, hey, we got spirit guides.
Yes.
We got us every step of the way. But then we also have this ancestral tribe that's like, we were there when you were created. Like, we were rooting, woof, 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 yeah, get it, get it, get it, when you were being created. It's like all kinds of weird.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Oh,
But, you know, over there, I'm like, and it makes me wonder, I'm like, are y'all watching like everybody like go through life and do things like all the time? Because that's just weird. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm in the shower. I don't need y'all watching me in the shower. Like, and I certainly don't want to know that you were there when my parents were having sex. That's ew. That's too much. That's too much. But understanding that they're like, yeah, we have no human attachment to any of that. So like the emotions, like we don't care about that. We don't care.
I mean, it's so funny, but I think it's comforting to know they're there. I really do.
Yeah, it is, because it's also like, wait a minute. So are you there when I have sex? Because like what? They're, you know, they do give us our privacy, but you know, they just don't care about those types of things. They're like, okay, you're having sex. Yeah, you get some. Yes, indeed. They just they can't be. You know, it makes you say, okay, wow. Seeing as though our loved ones and those we hold near and dear that pass over in the spirit watch us like all the time. They see everything, and they are not fazed or bothered by anything. That, like, if you were human and watching somebody all the time, you'd be like, "Oh my God, did you just do that? Did you just say that? Oh, ew, what are y'all doing?" Like, you know, they don't have that attachment. It is comforting, but at the same time, it's like, it's like that as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're watching everything that goes on because we're interesting. Our lives are interesting, right? And they want to see how things are going to play out because they got the manuscript, right, of our lives.
Yes.
We on this chapter. Okay, with this scene, how is it going to play out? Let me see. Because I'm reading it.
Right.
Now I got to see in real life what we doing. What
Right,
we doing? What we doing?
You're not going down the right road. I swear that night when they all came, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking the baby, we're taking the man, we're going to mess you up for a minute. You're going to have a dark night of soul. Like, you know, let's prepare you. Because you're going down the wrong road. We're going to take down this road.
Yeah. It was all about your shift. And keep in mind that while we have free will, them and your guys can damn sure step in fuck on. To make that agreement with them, right? And your ancestors have that ability anyway. If shit is not, they're like, we see the way this going. Yeah, no, we about to step right on into this and don't fuck about your feelings.
I got to tell you something, Rob. Oh, I just got a goosebump. Oh my God. Okay, so here's the story. This is a true story now. Okay, so before it went bad with me and the man, I had married him, but I didn't know exactly because the man hit me in the back of my head 2 days after I married him. It's like he showed himself almost immediately. I kid you not. And I slapped him like across his face, and I ran and got a broom. Like I don't know what the broom was gonna do.
And still he lost breath.
He had hit me across the back of my head. I was on the phone.
And he's still alive?
I mean, because I guess, I was excited. I had identity theft, and he saw the black in me for the first time maybe. And I don't think he liked it. He slapped me in the back of my head. I was like, what the? Like, and what hurt me is like I lived to over 50, and then some guy, I marry him, and the second day he's going to hit me in the back of the head. So I had went to this psychic. Because he only came, he was never with me. He'd come back and forth from England. I went to a psychic maybe about 6 months after I married him, and he was gay. Priestess Gorgeous said almost the very words you said earlier tonight. About the things like insidious. Literally said the words insidious. Literally, she said the things about the womb. Everything, Rob. It's freaking me out. I just want you to know that. The other thing was that I was like, she said he was going to kill me and that he was going to put me in a closet. Now, I want you to know that I went to see the psychic in March. I can't attest to the exact day in March, but I know it was near like a eclipse. I know it was near eclipse. Last year, my cousin Cheryl was killed and stuffed into a closet. Now, that freaks me out. I was semi-close to my cousin Cheryl, but she had had a stroke. And then turned out it was her son. So it was someone close to her that she thought would never hurt her. Just like if it had been my husband, it would have taken me by the same shock or surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But her son killed her. And I always think, was she an intercessor? Did she take that? Because that no longer is happening to me, but everything else did happen to me, as was stated, except for that which happened to her. So I almost wonder, like, when she had this, because she had a stroke, and then she was laying up, and as I guess her soul was starting to wander anyway. And the son most likely didn't want the responsibility. I don't know. Maybe he wanted money his mother had. I don't know why he killed Cheryl. Just evil. But the fact that he did it in the way that was predicted was going to happen to me, to this day, it freaks me out. And I just want to say, if that was something she did, I love her. Thank her for taking that from me. Thank her for that. So I was thinking, that man probably would have, if I hadn't got away with it, done something like that. There was no love. So when people don't love you, they're capable of anything. And I just, still this day, I can't believe that's actually the way she died. Really amazing. Kind of devastated our family too, because my aunt, she's almost 100. She had a couple of strokes, actually, a heart attack. You know, her grandson's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, and her daughter's gone. It was devastating.
Yeah, that is. You know, it's like, what do you? Wow.
We have some heavy stuff in our family, I think. That I always thought was that because that man was going to bring that evil into her family. I don't know.
No,
Just freaks me out that she died that same way, or maybe
it may have
got
been.
it mixed
It
up.
may that may have been.
Her.
But understand that wasn't in no way linked to you, because your souls have two different contracts.
Okay.
So your exit point is not going to be her exit point. And her exit point is not going to be yours.
Okay.
Unless, like, you go out literally together.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
They can't
a
take
psychic may have gotten that.
Like,
no, you can't take somebody else's exit point. No, that's not a thing.
I'm still in shock that so maybe he just saw that happening in my family and it got cross-wired. The fact that it happened is what freaks me out. Yeah. This was so far removed from anything you would ever dream of occurring. And then it really happened.
Yeah, sometimes, the art of divination and communicating with spirit, it's an art. It's not necessarily a science, right? So sometimes the person, the channel can get the message wrong or misconstrued. It happens. I don't think that the warning there was not meant for you, because it absolutely was.
I was just lucky enough to get away.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that man is killed before, to be honest with you.
Oh my God, I keep thinking this in my soul. There's something not right there.
Yeah, that means he's capable.
I feel that there's something wrong. The funny thing is, when you know that, and I don't even think the person is aware that they would be capable of it. I don't think they are, because they're in a persona that's, they're hidden, basically. I've done astrology on the person, so I know they're full 12th house. I mean, fully engulfed in the 12th house, sun, moon, Mercury, you know what I mean? Everything, Mars. So they're fully hidden in 100, total hidden. And then Gemini rising, which means it's all false front. There's no foundation in any of it. And Uranus is on his Mars. Might be out killing now. We don't know. I don't know. scary because it's all in the 12th house. So I feel blessed I got away from that.
Now it's time to send him the papers.
Yeah.
Because your folks want you to take that step. Send the papers, have the funeral.
Yes. Terminate this. It's terminated.
Terminate it completely and let it be done.
Yes.
Then once you do that, the action is then out of your hands.
Yes.
And it's on him to sign those papers and get them back to you.
Right.
And then it's no longer your burden.
Right.
It is no longer your burden. And
I love that. It takes the burden
free.
Completely. Yes.
You can completely be free and you can progress forward because your new guy won't be able to come in until healing is done. But in order to heal, you have to let this go and completely release it.
Yes.
There are lessons that you got from this, a lot of life lessons that you got from this relationship that have changed you for the better. It also made you wiser about people, understanding that in knowing heart and why you're here, we're here for all of them. And so understand what that means with somebody that's operating down here when we're functioning, we're vibrating up here. They can't see. And so this up here is intimidating for them because they can't understand it.
Yes.
Which they will take advantage of this because they never had this before in their minds, knowing that you're connected to God through grace. And that's a whole thing. But, they don't understand that. But you, because that's just all that you are, and that is who you are, and you walk in that every single day because that's just you. They can't handle that. So folks like him can't handle that. So what are you going to do? Deceive, manipulate, even destroy or kill. Possess. I got to have that. I never had that in my life. I have to own that. I have to control that. I need that. I have to have it.
Exactly what he said. On the wedding night, he said, what was it? I got you now and you can never get away.
Mm-hmm.
Those
like you are a possession, like an animal of sorts.
Yeah, like a trophy hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I think until you meet someone like that who's not connected with the God principle or the love principle, it's frightening because you realize there's no core, there's nothing inside. You open the box and
there's no sustenance.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah,
a pit, just an empty pit.
Scary.
When I connect to his energy, it's like I see just basically like a black hole, and I get a sinking feeling. Poor guy. He has not had the best upbringing either. But at some point, he made a choice not to be better. He made a conscious decision not to be better. So for that, he must be held accountable for that, for choosing not to be better when he had a choice to be better. That's a wonderful thing about life. We're always given choices.
Yes, we do. We can choose to be good or bad, to love or hate. It's a lot of people don't want to take accountability. You said that word earlier, I think. Accountability. This is where we started and where we end up. Like accountability for your actions, who you are. Take responsibility for what you have to do for your own soul growth.
And he hates himself. He does not love himself at all.
It's a shame. I sense this. I do sense this. All true. I can feel it. It's a shame.
That's part of his lesson in this life, is to understand what it's like to be on this side of the spectrum. It's a life lesson I hope that whatever lesson, that's a powerful lesson to have to learn, especially in a time like this.
Yes.
And to be present on this planet with that kind of energy, and to have to walk that road, that's wow. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, he is culpable and accountable for his own actions. So that's a whole thing. There's a whole karmic cycle with him that has to play out.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that, oh goodness, the next life he might revisit. I can just about guarantee you, he's going to revisit this cycle. And it's going to be on the shoe's going to be on the other foot. But it's all about growth and development, because you keep in mind that, like, you know, he was in your soul contract, right? Because there were lessons that you need to learn, and he was going to teach you those lessons, right? There are also things that he had to learn from you that you taught him. And so isn't it amazing how contracts work, and how there's a clause in here for this person, a clause in there for that person, there's a clause in their contract for you, and you've got one for them, and Jesus.
It's funny.
And you can have these contracts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This contract, it can be so damn long, and you can have these clauses in this one life with so many people in them that play a part, because all you're doing is playing roles like actors on a stage.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so true.
It is. It is, and I damn sure hope I get an Academy Award for this. Yeah,
Rob, I think you got Gemini strong in your chart. You're the speaker. You're the talker. You play that role, boy. You do what you got to do.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna need to get that Academy Award. I'm gonna need an Emmy. I'm gonna need an Oscar. I'm gonna Tony. I need whatever else I can get. Hell, throw in a Grammy too, if you. I'm saying, let me get all the things, all the awards.
I love it. I love it.
Yes,
I just think it's a beautiful thing, though, because we're all becoming whoever our highest souls are supposed to be.
Yes.
That's, you know, and if you don't, right, you're not going to evolve. It's not going to do anything.
You can't. So. Well, energetically, understand that the vibration is shifting, right? And so if you are not evolving, then you're not going to want to stay. Yes. And that's okay.
Yes. That is yes.
That's just where they are in their evolution of their souls. That's their journey. Yeah. But for those of us that are present, understand that you made a choice to be present. So you have no choice but to evolve. Yes. Because you said you're here for that experience. You're here to grow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's so funny, you know, as an astrologer, I look at my chart and I see where my horoscope was going. But, you know, you go kicking and screaming. My sun has progressed into the 12th house in Pisces. It's like my last incarnation, obviously, right? And I've got Chiron on it, which is like the wounded healer. Like, go out, heal the wound, right? Go heal the masses. And you're going to suffer and you're going to have to hide. And I'm thinking, what? This is not what I want. I want to shine. I want to be a star. Right. I want to do all this stuff. And it's like, no, you're going to be dealing with this 12th house Piscean heal the world stuff. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that, nor did I want that. But I see now the importance of why that person who I am becoming is needed. I see that now. Even what I've gone through.
You see, though, important for you to be present.
Yes, I can help other people to go through it now because I understand it. If someone would have came to me about narcissism or covert narcissism, no less, like a few years ago, I'd be like, huh? What's that? What's devaluing? What's discarding? What's, you know, narcissistic injury? I wouldn't have known. But I can actually, I've done so much study on it because it happened to me that when I talk to people now, and a lot of people want to know about their relationships, right? That's where their focus is because it's all about soul-centered things now. Very seldom am I getting calls about the money anymore. It's about, does he love me? Is he cheating on me? Are we meant
because
to?
because we're
Right.
all realizing that the money, yeah, that's cute for the moment, but the money is not what your heart wants. Money is
At
not
the
what
end of the
your
day,
soul
it doesn't
wants. Your
mean anything, does
soul
it? Yes. The money doesn't mean
connection.
anything at the end. It's like, what? If you don't have love,
Mm-hmm.
there's no
Mm-hmm.
one to turn to or talk to or be with you or save you or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. If you're just alone in a world of aloneness, the
Think
thing that
about
matters is that soul-centered stuff.
think about how many millionaires decide to exit the planet because they're depressed, they're lonely, and they're surrounded by people every single day, or and they have all of this money, and at the end of the day, there's an emptiness there and a void can't be filled.
Mm-hmm.
It
Imagine having all
happens,
the money in the world and you still
and no
gonna
one to share it with.
no one to share with. You'll still be alone in a room somewhere, dying of a
Hmm.
COVID virus. Like it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. Like if
Doesn't matter. It's. I will tell you, this COVID virus, and I may have said this earlier. It's like it's level setting
yes,
things. It is bringing some folks down. It is raising some folks up, but it's level setting the playing field because now everybody on the same playing field. We all dealing with this, and the COVID virus does not matter if you are white or black,
yes,
or Asian or Hispanic, or all of the things. It does not matter because at the end of the day, you're still just human.
so true,
Hmm.
amazing. If someone would have said a few years ago that we all had to go and get soul centered, or like you're all gonna have to deal with your shadow, you're gonna have to deal with your inner self, you're gonna have to be alone and face
You're
your
gonna have to deal with your shit.
shadow.
You're gonna have to deal with your shit.
Would have ever thought that, right? They were like so busy because I'm thinking about people that have to go out. Like that was one of the things about the guy I was married to. Always had to be out amongst other people in the club. Always kind of get drinking, go to the pub, all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, oh, that kind of stuff. People like that are gonna have a problem
Hmm.
because you gotta stop.
Because you can't do it now.
Right, you can't be a
Now
second
you can't do it.
vampire right now. You really can. You gotta
No.
deal with your
Mm-mm.
own stuff. Feed your
You
own
do.
self.
You
Yeah.
do. Have to do your own work.
Yes. Yes. I think that's going to be the hardest shift for a lot of people. They're not used to that. They've been leaning on other people for energy, support, for everything. And it's so hard. I know for myself, I realized how important my daughter and my son-in-law are to me. Like without them, I would probably lose my will to die. I can honestly say that. Like without my daughter, I guess I have my astrology, but it's not the same.
Hmm.
She's, I, gosh, how can you put, in the end of the day, you see what is really important. And right now, my daughter and the love that I share with her is probably the most important thing in my life, other than my dreams. But it's, I don't want to spend time doing other things than loving my kid. I guess that's the most important thing I'm trying to say. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Sometimes we fill up the space with so many things. We're so busy in stuff and we forget the people. And so I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I
Hmm.
fill with the people. So this has been interesting. I can't believe we've talked this 8 o'clock already, Rob. This is amazing. Now, one of the things I realized, I started recording without going live. So we have not been broadcasting live, but we now have a recording and I'm going to do it and stick it up on YouTube and put it on Facebook. And I think Facebook, I have to maybe use snippets
Hmm.
because you can't do a big long thing. If I have recorded it, I would have, but I will make sure I put this up on YouTube and I will put snippets on Facebook. And is there anything, parting that you would like to say that we might not have covered so far?
I think we've pretty much covered everything. I would just encourage everybody to take the time that you have now to, if you've not done so and you have kids, get to know your kids. spend the time with them, loving on them, learning from them, but also loving on yourself, and really take that really important in your lives. So if you have not, to do some self, and that's about it.
Well, this has been
Remember to lead with your heart.
to lead with your heart. I've never done it, but I want to end by trying to do it. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to just close my eyes here for a second. And I'm just wondering if we could just kind of get heart centered and feel like the love that exists in our heart, and like feel as though we're breathing through our heart. So I want to take like some breaths, because we talked about the breaths. So we're going to take five beats in, like 5 breaths, or 5 seconds in and then 5 seconds out. Okay. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll exhale. So we're going to do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then feel that love that's expanding around your heart. And feel as that love, just that feeling that goes through your body, and feel it permeate down into your chakras, your lower chakras, going down through the sacral chakra, down to your earth chakra, which is below your feet. And then I want you to take that feeling, that love, that feeling that you have, and go down to the heart of Gaia, which is Mother Earth. See if you can connect in to the heart of Mother Gaia, where all goodness flows from the earth. And if we can connect to the heart of Gaia and feel that love and support that comes from the heart of Gaia. And there's a golden light that exists there. And I want you to pull that golden light up from the heart of Gaia. Pull it up through your earth chakra, into your lower chakras, and up past your feet, and then up past your knees, and feel that coming up past your thighs, up past your sacral chakra, up past your navel area, into your heart. And then I wanted to go up even higher, that golden light that makes you feel so good. Have it go up past your heart, up to your high heart, up to your throat chakra, up to your head chakra, your third eye. And then right above the head, we have our higher chakra up there. I'm trying to remember at the moment, but I want you to feel this golden light going up through your up above your head, up above that upper chakra, up higher. And I want to see if we can take that golden light all the way up, all the way up, all the way up to the heart of creation, where it's beautiful and crystalline and pure. And then see if you can pull that pure crystalline light down through that beam of light that you have. So it comes down into your higher chakra, into your third eye, into your head area. Feel that light coming down over you, pouring over your body. And then feel it mixing in with the golden light that's in your heart, forming a beautiful pink golden light that surrounds you, that fills and permeates your whole body. And this is you living through your heart. And feel this expanding around you, this lovely golden pink light. And then you feel yourself inside of that light. And if you can open up a hole where you drop down, down, down into the heart of Gaia again, where you connect and anchor into the heart of Gaia, surrounded by that beautiful pink golden light. And now you are protected and you're safe and you're connected with the heart of Gaia. In this position, we could ask anything. We can clear our spirits of anything. But I'm just going to anchor us in right now so that you feel connected. And remember to live in your heart. And I'm just in that space right now, Rob. So I just want to say, this is just a place of love and light. And you can come to this place anytime that you need to feel anchored in to the heart of Gaia, into your own heart, and stay connected with this earth and with yourself. And so I'm going to take us out from here and just count us back up from 5 down to 1. And we'll start at 5. Just going to pull ourselves, out of this golden light. But just know you can get back to this place at any time, anytime. And now we're at 4. We're just feeling ourselves pulling out of this golden light. We're at 3. You can feel your body, feel yourself coming out of it. You're at 2. And we can open our eyes. We're at 1. Such a good feeling. So, yeah. I've not done that with anyone before, but I do that every day, like just connecting myself into into the heart of Gaia and then into the heart of creation, and like surrounding myself in this golden light is what helps me get through the day. So at least someone else got to anchor into that. So yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So Rob, it's been my pleasure. I don't know if you would like to add anything, or I'm just so grateful we had this time to do this. So
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, amazing. I think what I'll do is I'll probably go live and see if anyone has any horoscope questions. But I'm just grateful we had a chance to do this. I'm going to post this up at the group, post it on the page, and I'll make sure I share it with you. And I'll also upload it to YouTube. So if you want to get the link and share it yourself, you can do that too. So,
okay.
Much love,
all right.
Rob.
Much love.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.